1, 2. You know what to do.
Do I? Welcome to another EP episode of Me and Virgil, a Genesis Brothers podcast.
Yes.
Well, me and Virgil, we beat the desert by riding fast and riding hard. We hit the city, the past behind us, so we raced some hell. We had some fun, washing dishes.
How are you doing, Dan? How are you doing, me? Good to see you again.
I'm doing good, Virgil. Yes, nice to see you again so soon. After such an absent, you know.
The listeners might not know that, but this is our second recording we're doing in 2026. And considering it's the 5th of January, this is pretty good.
Well, actually, technically speaking, this is our first recording we're doing in 2026. But
okay, that's right.
Our second recording we've done in less than 1 month.
Yes.
So we're
going to have 2 recordings out in January already, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
so we're already tied with last year.
well, I mean, why are we together today then? Why do we get together so quickly?
Well, after our last episode, which some of you listeners hopefully checked out, where we rounded up 2025 and how that went over the highs and lows, and then talked about all our big plans and episodes for 2026, jamming it packed full of content and new episodes that you weren't going to have any time in between to do anything else. Peter Gabriel decided to say, sorry, gents, I'm going to release an album this year with at least 12 new songs. And each month I'm going to release a new song and tell you all about it. So you're going to have more work to do.
Happy 2026. Here we are again.
Yes!
And we're delighted. We're delighted.
What an awesome 2026 present.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's quite of appropriate because we did say the next project we're going to do is talk about the anniversary of release of The Lamb. That's what we're going to do, but we're going to do the next best younger brother version of it instead, or big brother version of it instead.
Well, not instead. We'll still do it, but
we will do it, of course.
First.
Yeah, but as Virgil said, like Peter just suddenly popped up and he says, "Hello, 2026. I'm back. I've got a new album, and yes, I'm going to make a repeat as I did with I.O., and I'm going to be releasing songs every single month." And he's already released the January, they call it Wolf Moon song. So yes, so expect to hear a lot of us people. We're going to be coming here. We're probably, who knows, maybe we can arrange to do some lives or something where we can plan to find out when the next full moon is and we can get together. And then we'll say, right, let's listen to it, and then we can jump straight on immediately afterwards and be like instant reactions, something like that. But we'll be seeing a lot. Yes, we'll be seeing a lot of us this year, very appropriately, because obviously 2025.
I do feel, because we were talking a little bit about this in the last episode, our roundup episode, it was almost like in the back of our minds we were suspicious of this possibly happening. Maybe not this soon, but potentially something like this happening, because we knew he'd had a recording session or two.
Yep.
We knew stuff was happening,
Yep.
and we didn't know exactly when. And usually this stuff you get forewarning on things like that, you know, and planning in advance, but not Peter. Peter's like, let me just drop a new song. I mean, I've got our little chat here where I said, what did I say? Did you get the Peter Gabriel email? He just released a new song from OI. And you said, what?
Yeah. And then you said, I'll forward you the email. Then I jumped into my emails because I was checking the wrong email. And there it was. And then I saw your email came in straight in afterwards. And I was like, oh my God, he's back. With a masterful sequel name to his album, which is what?
Yes. Just flip it around. I-O.
Yes.
No, O-I.
Yeah.
Or as he says,
Oi.
Oi!
Oi, you there.
I thought the seriousness of him just to say that, I could not stop laughing. It's fantastic.
I mean, it's good because obviously he's in his 70s now, and as we've kind of said in previous episodes, he really doesn't care what people think and say and do critics, anything like that. Oh, good night, Dan.
I had to plug my laptop.
He doesn't really
in
care.
Yeah,
he doesn't really care what the critics and people think. He's just going to do what he wants to do. He's going to have fun doing it, and if you want to enjoy it, and we are enjoying it.
Well, we're going to touch a bit on that as well afterwards, later on with our notes and everything, reflecting a little bit back to that, saying, I don't care, I'm old enough, do whatever you want. So we'll reflect more on that. So yeah, So name of the song.
So the first song he's released is called "Been Undone." Cue the music, Dan.
By the heat of the sun, by the sound of a gun, I've been undone. By being overheard with the wrong choice of word, I've been undone. Yes, I've been undone. By the emptiest hole, as I search for a soul, I've been undone. By the weakness of pain, while I desire to remain, I've been undone. By the clues in my case, by the look on your face, I have been undone. By the sense of too much, by a compassionate touch, I've been undone. Like a wire on a spool, I keep on unrolling. A single thread that seems to unwind and unwind, unravel my clothing.
So my immediate thought hearing this song was, sounds like an IO song.
Well, yes.
I mean, obviously, you know, Peter does have his own sound and all this stuff, but I kind of thought, oh, new album, it'll sound different. It's like, no, this feels like it could have been an IO song, like on the album practically, maybe even a B-side or something, because it didn't feel quite as strong as some of the songs on that album.
Well, he does say that this song was born out of both new and old ideas, even going as far back as, thinking about
95, you said.
Well, yeah, if Marty McFly, if Back to the Future was set in today's time and he had to go back to save his parents 30 years ago, it would be 1995, last year at least. So yeah, he said between 94 and 95 that David Rhodes played some of his guitar.
Yep.
He really liked it. There was footage.
Guitar riff, yeah.
Footage.
There is, the
them,
footage was great. Yeah,
which you
in the
saw,
video,
it's like, there's Peter's like, ooh, shit. He's like, he's got some hair.
Peter has hair.
He's got hair, nothing down here. It's up there still. So yeah.
Yeah, hasn't receded.
No.
Hasn't sunk.
So yeah, he talked about that, and then he said there was still some demos left over from the previous I.O. sessions. So I guess it's no surprise really that, I kind of knew that this album was going to be not just a sort of second part to I.O., but sound wise, it most likely was going to be that case as well, where it was going to sound a lot like it too.
I wasn't sure what to expect. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, if we can immediately dive into the song, first of all,
Well, I was going to say real quick. So he uses things and ideas and bits of music from early on in his career and different times and pulls it into new song. Where did you get that idea from? What band has ever done stuff like that at all? You know,
nothing comes to
Is
mind.
Forward?
Nothing comes to mind. No. Yeah, well, there you go. You see,
Okay.
But that's the brilliance though of a true songwriter, that you may come up with something you'd be like, I'm not calling this crap. I'm going to hold on to this for a little bit, but I just don't know if I can use it right now. So let me
record everything, and you never know when you might need it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You see. Well, prime example. Phil Collins had this instrumental piece doing his face value sessions. He's like, I'm not too sure what to do with this. I've got the lyrics with it right now. I'll come back to it later on. Forward 3 years later, Against All Odds gets released and becomes a #1 single for him. So there you go. So it's just the true art form that you can only get to a point in your songwriting life where you got to say, I'm going to officially abandon this. Or you're either going to keep it or you're going to abandon it. It's never. It's
Yeah.
a complex relationship.
Keep everything. You never know. Yeah,
You never
exactly.
know.
But yeah, for me, for hearing Being Undone, it really reminded me right away of I was saying Live and Let Live, and This Is Home, which kind of like This Is Home is one of the later songs on the album.
Yes.
And Live and Let Live is the last song, which I thought was kind of fitting in some ways. Of like, oh, your first song off the new album we're going to hear is tied in a little bit with the last one in similar melodies and things like that. And
Well,
feel.
yeah, that probably,
Kinda
who
liked.
knows, might have been planned with him as well. I tell you what song it does remind me of. Both, I couldn't work out what the intro reminded me of until just today. There's a part in the end of towards the end of the song, which comes up. I think it's like after that, the last, chorus, if you can call it that, the final one, where suddenly it just goes into a completely different section for a bit. It's like a very deep, toneful bass thing from Tony.
Yeah.
And that immediately reminded me of his, going back 2 albums prior, his Up album, the song No Way Out. Because it goes into the...
And a bit of what was the soundtrack? Was it a soundtrack? It was a total instrumental album he did. I think it was a soundtrack. I can't remember what it was now.
The Passion.
Maybe it was that one.
Or
Probably
the,
that one.
or,
Yeah.
Or the Walk, Long Walk, or something like that.
Oh, the Long Walk. No, I think it was
Or
the
Birdie,
Passion
or
one.
Birdie.
Whatever. Yeah. Not Birdie. I think it was the Passion one.
The Passion.
Please, just
From
with deep
Beautiful
deep
album.
bass
Stunning.
sounds, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, but also then I realized the intro of Been Undone also has that saying.
Yep, a little bit. Because you really thought it was going to go one way, and then it totally changes
Totally,
like after 4
totally.
seconds, which is crazy.
Yeah, and then I realized that intro, No Way Out, has that same thing, which I'm presuming it's someone on a double, either a cello, double bass, whatever. But he is using forgive me for not knowing this,
bow.
but the bow along this cello, going, which
Really dragging it out, yeah.
definitely on the No Way Out song, or perhaps something like that sounds like that. But it reminded me of that immediately, and then as you said, suddenly it was like. Duh. I was playing it to my child today, and firstly she was like, "Is that an organ? What is this?" He's like, "Very good."
It was
Yes,
kind
is.
of an organ sound.
Yes, it is. It completely is a church organ sound.
I was wondering if this was going to be the first song on the album, if he's going same exact format as he did
I would
last time. where
imagine
it's
he's
like
doing exactly that.
releasing.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I was going to say this for a first song on the album, it feels a little weak compared to, just I'm trying to remember the last one. What was the first one? The last one.
Panopticon.
Panopticon, yeah, which just comes out with a bang.
Yeah.
But then also in the video he does say that they had a couple songs, like I think he said about 4 or 5 songs to play with to choose which one to go first, and they chose this one. That might not be the case then. And it's, but as you kind of hinted at earlier, it's an unusual song in that it's not verse, chorus, bridge, chorus or whatever. It's like it just keeps on going. It almost feels like it goes in different directions at times, but it just, as I was saying, it's almost like a river or something. Just keeps going.
Well, I got the chance to listen to it a little. I wanted to take my time to listen to it. I'm like, when can I do it? I was like, well, I got to pop to the shops now and back again. I'm listening to it now. How long does the song? It's like, my goodness, it's like over 7 minutes long. It's like, geez,
Yep,
okay.
almost 8, 7:40. Yeah,
Classic Peter. And again, reflecting on what you were talking about earlier, that Peter says that he is at this, he says he remembers in his younger days where, to get your song on the radio was so crucial, had to be between 3 and 4 minutes. But then you had exceptions with Whiter Shade of Pale, and then he wanted to say Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, and to the point where you have to say, and I'm going to quote Peter, but not entirely, saying like, well, F you to the length and F you to the radio.
Yes, exactly.
Screw
I'm
it.
going to do what my music makes me want to do. Yeah.
And again, he's just what we repeating ourselves with IO, that he's at this age. It doesn't matter. He does not need to. He's not fishing for a record deal. He's got his own studio, own record, everything. Hence why he's like, my music is for free. I'm going to put it wherever. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that. That's not going to make a difference anymore anyway about the whole thing. So he just wants to share his music and share his feelings and his passions. And the follow-up is he's doing exactly the same thing. So the song is going to be 7 minutes 40. He says people might get bored with it, but it's there. So you just take it as it is. And he says it's all, to him, it's all about process. He says it's about process, not product. So, and I thought that was very admirable. Very praise you.
Very cool. And it's about more the journey sometimes, not the
well,
end
that's what he
result.
says too, and
I
he's
really
got a lot
like,
to say. You want to do it, so
Well, I guess I was going to have this question at the end, towards the end of what we're talking about when we're talking about the song, but I'll just add it now. Then, so do you think? I would say, do you think it's too long, or do you think it's just right then?
I think if you excuse me, again, if you pay attention to the lyrics, which again, like I've mentioned a few times before, I'm not really the most attentive in lyrics, but with Peter's, I really was paying attention to it, and it's beautifully written. And I kind of wanted to hear more of what he had to say about it. And thankfully, he did have more to say about it.
Yes.
So I quite like it.
He said more than the song.
Yeah. My only criticism,
longer, yeah.
my only criticism is that when it does go into that other part, well, actually two criticisms. The intro with that little whatever it is, cello sound, whatever. And then when it goes into that sort of like, it's almost like it's going to take off and there's another journey now towards the end with this. That just goes on for a few seconds and then it's back to a chorus again or something like that.
Yep.
And they never happen again. And it never carries on. And I'm kind of like, I kind of wanted to hear more of that, you see.
I mean, I would say so it almost sounds like then this song could have really been twice or three times the length in some ways, because there's so many bits in there that you're like, well, let's explore this. Let's see where this takes us.
Yeah.
And for you know, maybe they did do stuff like that, and he had to cut it back and cut down and things because he didn't want a supper's ready.
No. And again, kind of reflecting on the lyrical content of the song is how you react towards it, you see. And so, so I actually made a quote from Peter from his full moon video. So he says, it's about coming undone. The moments in life which you learn the most from are not always the most happiest or most, and he really took his time to think of this word, positive, almost like as if he was thinking about a moment in his life. But the things that you get to know, who you really are and how you react in different situations is an educational process that he thinks you can benefit from and learn a lot from. And I thought that was marvelous. And again, you know, we're in this, you know, some can see the world as a beautiful place and some people can see the world as a twisted place and everything. And again, reflecting what he's saying, it's how you react towards it. Something really bad can happen. You're like, well, how do I approach this? How do I reflect upon this? Is it making me come undone, being undone and everything? And this is what this song is all about. Yeah.
And the thing he said after all that a little bit too was you get to know who you really are, which I felt like too by going through this hard process.
Yes, exactly. Now changing the vibe completely. When he first said like, when me and the guys we got the engines rolling, I thought he said we're ready to. I actually thought he said we're ready to roll ass some more songs.
We're ready to roll out some more songs.
And I actually thought, wait, what? And I took the video back and put the captions on. I was like, what did he say that? Oh, we're ready to roll out some more songs. Okay. I thought he was saying like we're ready to haul ass and get some more songs. That's why I had a little chuckle about that.
That was funny. So yeah, you hinted a little bit about the lyrics. I mean, I was the whatever the transcript thing was reading it to me on YouTube and messing it all up. So I turned it off and just listened instead.
Yes.
And he's got a lot of as he usually does, powerful political things in there that you know get your mind going. I think too with the song, which is the intent.
That is the idea.
Yeah, it was a very after hearing it a number of times, I thought a very catchy song. And a very positive and just enjoyable song.
Right. Which arguably could be a good opener for his follow-up album. Yeah.
But the one thing I was going to say is I feel it doesn't really stay with me.
Okay.
Because I've listened to it probably almost 10 times now. And sometimes when I have to try and think of it, well, what's the melody? I mean, maybe again, because he's got so many bits in it, it's hard to remember the main melody. But that would be my one kind of critique, is it goes from my mind and then I forget about it. But then when I do hear it, it's like, oh, it's such a little happy, warm song that I'm just like, oh, I enjoy it. And, you know, great Peter Gabriel stuff.
Of course, yeah. And then, of course, when you're like, okay, here's a new Peter Gabriel song. You know, how's he going to sing? How's he going to sound? When his voice comes in, it's always those first few seconds you're like, oh, there he is. It almost sounds like he's not sung since the last album or last tour or something. His voice is like crackling in there, like everything. Yeah. But as so many people have commented, so like, that instant recognizable voice. We love, you know, it's just so.
And he still sounds great. It's been 3 years. He's older now, but he still sounds great.
Yeah. And then when he starts to reaching those higher notes and everything, and you're just like, oh my God, it sounds like he does just back in like touring the Lamb days. It sounds just like it. There is.
What I was thinking, because you see then his update to the he has like actually some footage of them recording one of the
Yes.
takes of the song too,
Yes.
and it looks so different to your usual when you think of a studio mindset, and you got the engineer behind the glass and people
Yeah.
watching,
Yeah.
and then if it's a singer, they're just in their own booth usually, and it's the band in other booths and all this stuff, and it's a
Yeah.
lot more pressure intensive, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've been in a number of situations like that for yourself. You know what it's like. Whereas here it was just like, it's almost like friends hanging out in a room with their instruments jamming or something, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, this is the live recording. You can see everyone on the computers and doing all this stuff, and he's just so relaxed with it that I think it probably helps for him to hit the high notes
Sure.
and things like that, because there's no tension.
Yeah, you tend to forget that because he puts so much production into his tunes that you think like, okay, we're going to spend all day just recording these drums, the same with the bass, the guitar,
Yeah.
and everything. And you see it, and maybe he wants to really show that off. Hence why he shows always so much footage, whether it's as photos or videos of the setup in the main room of that studio. And you've got not just him, but then you got like two other people on the computers next to him, looking
Yeah.
at stuff and screens with the monitors
Yeah,
out and their
doing
tablets out,
stuff, yeah.
and they're like, are they mixing as it's going? Are they putting stuff on? What are they doing? These people, I would love to know what's going on behind his back, literally his back. And there we,
What
and
are they
I'm-
changing
And
and
I'm
altering,
presuming they're recording both his vocals and the keys at the same time. You see, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm presuming he's doing a vocal take as it's going. It's not like he would then say, all right, music's done, let me now go into a vocal booth somewhere and record my singing. I seriously
Yeah,
doubt
that is a very good point, because again, you think of like Genesis stuff, pretty much for the whole time, they always did music all first,
Yeah.
then they come up with the lyrics and stuff, then they record the vocal tracks and the backing vocals. and
Yeah,
all this
I mean,
stuff.
it could still be the case because it certainly did not look like Manu Katche's drums were like isolated. or
Though
anything
again,
like
the
that, so
song really isn't a standard drum pattern by any means too. It's very unusual too, and soft.
it's
and-
very broken. It's
different
very
things, yeah,
broken.
yeah.
And actually, that's a nice segue now and going into like the sound of the song, because now,
Mm-hmm.
as we know, as what also Peter's doing now, he's releasing both a dark side and a bright side mix.
Yes.
And of course, the beginning is the dark side mix. And now, when I was listening to it, after a few times of hearing it, I'm like, I can tell. I knew he said it's the same guys he's got again from the tour. So it's like, okay, so he's got the great Manu Katché back with him again, fantastic. One of my favorites, one of my heroes. And I'm hearing it, and Manu Katché, his snare sound is that classic, very tinny, high-pitched sound. But with that, with this tune, with this particular version or mix, I was like, well, it's a very low, thuddy sound. But then as I was listening more, I was like, oh no, I can hear it, that slight tinny sound. I was like, this is the dark side mix, don't forget. So don't wait until the bright side mix. Okay.
I was going to say,
it could make all the
I was
difference.
a dark side fan with IO, and I think you're a
With
bit
IO.
more of a light side fan.
I felt like I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But again, I thought with the dark side, hang on a minute, I'm going to close my window because it's bucketing. It felt like the drums were stronger, which is why I preferred the dark side mix. But so Peter did talk in the video too a bit about the mixes too, just saying, because it was the same two guys doing their different mixes, and he did say, I think he hinted at that the bright side mix for this song is shorter. So this is the longest version, and then the bright side was going to be a bit shorter.
I didn't catch that.
And then what is it? Yeah, and then actually, then the guy
Oh,
was,
yeah.
I mean, he was interviewed him. Are they allowed to play with structure? And he's like,
No. No.
no, they're not allowed to touch my
And
songs.
it's so rare to see Peter Gabriel laugh his head off
say
as he did
no.
then. He's
Yes.
like, no, they are not. They have no willpower. They have no power.
I know the way he
over it.
thought about it for a second. He's like, no, these are my songs. They can only do so
Yeah.
much. Especially with how, because he's so specific and individual and perfectionist about everything, and they're because how long he works on stuff. So the idea of letting these people just mess around with the songs, like, no, that's not going to happen. They're my
Well,
songs.
again, this is kind of funny. It's like talking about saying, well, it's all about the process and the product. So the song will take its time to get its message across, and it's like, yes, just like you, who would maybe take up to 20 years to get a new album out. Which is
Well,
funny.
that's the other thing we haven't messaged with the opening. Yes, the joke right away where he says, well, it hasn't been 20 years between records this
Yeah.
time. It's just 3. It's like
Even-
everyone just laughing.
Even someone commented about that, saying, "Thank you, Peter, for not taking 20 years for making another new album out." And
Coming back when you're 90.
God, imagine. So yeah, so it's. I mean, it's very exciting. We're here at the very start of the year, the new month, the new year, and new Peter Gabriel song. And well, of course, the month's not over yet. We will still have the Bright Side mix to look forward to, which comes towards the end of the month, I believe.
That's what it's is it like the opposite, the no moon day? Is that when it
Yeah.
comes?
Well, this is the Wolf Moon, as he called it. So I don't know what the other moon is going to be. So.
Well, that's the next moon, but this was a super moon too, so it has a specific name and stuff too. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
I did want to talk about the again. He got an artist to do some unique artwork for the song, which was really. So, what were your kind
stunning.
of impressions of the art?
Well, my I thought
it's beautiful.
Again, very appropriate lyrically as well, coming undone and everything. Then, of course, when it did the close-ups and everything, and I was like, well, I know he talks about what the inspiration was behind it and all this, but I would love to know, like, how was this actually put together? I mean, is this purely just 100% a painting? Because the detail is insane. But then
It's
I'm
not a
like,
painting.
but it's not a painting, right? So it's what?
Yeah.
Is it all
So
AI created?
real quick, it's called. Well, the artist is from Sao Paulo, which is based there at least. She's Brazilian, named Janaina Melo Landini. We'll include a link to because he had a link to her
Yes.
work in the show notes. But this particular piece is called Cyclotrama 156 Palindrome.
Yes.
But it's actually golden like rope that she's knotted that way to make that shape onto the. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, when I looked at it, he mentioned, Peter did, that it's kind of almost like a brain with all the connecting bits and stuff.
Yeah.
My immediate thought of it with the two halves was lungs, actually.
That's
it
what
reminded me
someone
a lot of.
commented.
Yeah.
Someone commented that, saying it looked like a pair of
Which is
lungs.
just like, breathing and life.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, he mentioned like roots and trees. What I loved about it, too, is that there are all these separate bits and everything, but everything is connected. Yeah.
Well, again,
was really cool.
Which was a huge message from the previous album as well, how we're all connected. So, and again, as you say, it was maybe still about the brain and its nerves and everything. That one part of the brain, again, reflecting on how you will, I keep using the word reflect today. It's the word of the day for me. How you react, as Peter was saying, how you react to something. And then another part of your brain will react to it a different way, being like, well, hang on. It's almost like the angel and the devil in your brain.
Yeah,
like,
or
react
left
like
side,
this,
right side brain stuff,
well,
too.
that sort of stuff as well, you see. So, yeah. So, I think it's beautifully put together. So is it a... So how was it put together? Because I never really caught that in the video.
I haven't seen I didn't see the making of it, but it is actually rope. So however
So
she
it's real.
did it,
It's like real rope.
Yeah,
and
it's
everything.
real rope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's
okay.
art. Yeah,
That's why.
And that's what a lot
that-
of these pieces were like too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think from the stuff from IO, a lot of those pieces were almost like more sculpture artwork than just
Sculpture-y stuff, yeah.
straight painting. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. And
Stunning.
yeah, and then I was looking a little bit of her other stuff, and it's all kind of similar. A lot of like, not like really tentacles, but long filaments and things. Lots of long hanging things, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All connected. Yeah.
Cool. Exciting time. I love to have known, like, when this idea to say, right, let's get the new single out. I mean, obviously it'll be on the Wolf Moon. So I'm guessing he's just like, as soon as the champagne glasses, cling together with the fireworks on 2026. He's probably thinking like, right, how many days now until the Wolf Moon? I've got to start preparing for this and everything. And you just think, what a great start to
Well,
the
my
new
thinking
year.
was, as soon as they had that second recording session in October, and once that was completed,
Yes.
and they got what they needed done, and maybe they finished all the songs then or whatever too, that's what it was like. Okay, the bell is rung, and we're going to start releasing this in January, and do like we did last time, and do all this stuff, and make it happen. That's pretty much all the notes I had for like the song and his video stuff. The other stuff I had was from the email he sent that was the kind of surprise, out of the blue thing. But he talks a little more about what the album's going to possibly be like and what he's going for kind of this time around. He said it's songs that are a mix of thoughts and feelings, which is kind of, I mean, that's always him anyway, but still it's kind of interesting that he's got more things to talk about, and outside inside this time instead of inside out, so flipping it around and looking at a different way. But then he had this piece that I took the whole thing out because it kind of summed it up what he was going for here and made it wonderfully political and important for our time as we launch into a new year after last year was so rough and dark as all the last few have been, and we're hoping for new changes this year, and we'll see what happens. But But he said, I've been thinking about the future and how we might respond to it. We are sliding into a period of transition like no other, most likely triggered in 3 waves: AI, quantum computing, and the brain-computer interface. Artists have a role to look into the mists and, when they catch sight of something, to hold up a mirror. That's your reflection again.
Yeah. That last word there was like, whoa. That really hits you in the face.
To look at yourself and everyone just look at it and think about what they're doing, what they're choosing to do, what they're feeling. Yeah. So it's exciting with this album. It's going to be another very interesting, packed, complex, inspiring, contemplative album again, I think.
Yeah, completely. And the fact being that it's come out so soon as well after it, that who knows, that maybe even some people out there who perhaps, don't have a clue who even Peter Gabriel is or anything, the fact that all this is now coming out again and it's going to be jumping on the internet again for free, completely for free, all over the place, that more people will actually get to see it and be like, hang on, who's this guy? Didn't he do something like this a couple of years ago and now here he is again? What is this all about? And perhaps, not just to say like, we'll get into his music, man, it's so cool. It's like, no, like listen to what he actually has to say, and perhaps that might make you think twice as well about how you see life and how you approach life.
I mean, that's probably what he's decided to kind of do. Where, I mean, he's always done that really with his music. It's always been important. He's trying to make a statement, but perhaps now more than ever, he's like, I want to try and make you think and open your mind a bit and make you think differently, and whatever I can to try and help, basically. Not
going as far as dramatically saying like, I want to make the world a better place. It's just like, no, I just want you guys.
He's not being cheesy, and he's not being preachy.
No, that's the big difference as well. Yeah. He's not saying like, it's, we got corrupted governments out there and climate change and all this. It's like, no, just think.
Even though we do.
Yeah, I know. Just think more. Just take some moments more, and well, like he does, just take a moment to think before making rash decisions.
Yes,
saying, "Hey, Peter, you want to get the band back together and do the Lamb reunion stuff and everything?" So, whoa, give me a second here.
But maybe that's actually at the base of everything, because that's really what I feel like everyone would help themselves in doing in everything they do in life. Is before you do it, just stop for a moment. Count to 10 in your head and think about it before you do it. Whether it's posting something, responding to someone, doing something that you might regret later, things like that. Just everyone just needs to be more patient, because all this technology and everything is making everything be so fast and speeded up, and it needs to be instant, and everything needs to be delivered right away, and it's all about the fastest and making the most and all this stuff. And it's like, no, we just need to calm things down, slow them down a bit, and be nicer to each other.
Yeah. Exactly. Stop being so impatient, as you say. So, yeah.
So the question then is, because you haven't really talked anything else about it, is he going to follow exactly the same format, and is he going to go on tour? When did he start the tour last time? May or something?
May,
of the year?
I think. Yeah. I don't know. For all we know, it could be exactly the same thing.
And we had our critiques of that last time, as you experienced firsthand.
Or he's going to maybe be slightly smarter about it, and perhaps maybe leave the tour until later in the year, like maybe September time or something like that, when majority of the tracks are out. Because we presume it's going to be 12 tracks again. We don't know for sure, but we presume so.
And he didn't do a live album for this or anything like that. So, especially if you think about it, then you do the tour and then it's done, and it's like, and then we've got nothing the following year, and we're just, it'd be nice if you even push the tour off to the next year, so that we can all appreciate the album through the year and stuff, and then we've got the tour to look forward to the following year. Though I also understand he's getting up there, and each year adds more time, more weight to the body, whatever, metaphorical weight of just aging and things getting tougher.
Yeah, it will be his 76th year this year.
This year?
This year.
See, and then you're looking at touring at 77, it's pushing it a bit, but yeah. But again, he seems so well and capable. So
he seems fine and healthy. We both saw him live. There he was doing the sledgehammer dance and moving around, moving from one stage to another and everything. So
yeah. But also, Phil shows you could also sit in a chair all night and still wow the audience just as well.
True.
So I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. So who knows? Well, the road is wide open, and we can keep on thinking, but we'll just see what the next month comes. But meanwhile, the next step then for Peter is the Bright Side mix, so I'm very intrigued with that. But meanwhile, yes, we will be getting together, the two of us again, very, very soon, and we will be discussing the Lamb album and lots of other stuff. For those of you who are intrigued with that, please go back and check out our previous episode that we recorded end of last year, which got released just shy of midnight this year. Not necessarily in certain parts of the world, but definitely in other
Not quite
parts
at
of
the
the world.
finish line. It's close.
We still got there. Yeah, we got lots. Well, I mean, again, thanks to Peter, but lots coming up in the pipeline for this year for us, me, and Virgil. So.
Yep, and our plan is to do a little episode on every song that gets released, and I think probably in the next one we'll talk a little bit about this Bright Side mix too, and see if we have any opinions
Oh,
on
that could be a nice. Maybe we should follow in Peter's format too. Presumably he's going to make the same format. We'll just okay, we'll do the Dark Side mix episode, then the next episode we'll do the next song and touch up a little bit on the Bright Side mix, and then we'll just keep that format going. Yeah, from there.
End on the bright side. Is that your point?
That's true. Yes. And on the bright
With all
side.
that light behind you,
Yeah, nicely put. Nicely
you're
put.
glowing. Yeah.
Nicely put. Cool. Well, I mean, I don't have anything more to say about it.
No, I think that wraps it up for this song. Oh yeah, what was I say? Overall, yeah, because I kind of gave my opinions. What's your feeling overall on the song?
No, I've really grown to love it more and more and more. It's actually, to me, it's quite catchy as well. And again, coming from a musician's perspective as well, I just love hearing all the fine details and everything. Plus, in particular, with again showing the little footage of Peter in the studio where he's singing the song. You've got David Rhodes right there. You can see David playing the guitar, and I'm trying to listen to it. And I'm like, I don't get what he's playing on the record. I'm sure what he's doing there, they've just taken that and they've gone, zip, let's affect the hell out of it. Changed it all around. You can hear some little ding-a-ling-ling bits, and it's like, perhaps that's David doing that.
I always think back to the No Son of Mine, or Elephant, as they've called the demo of that sound, was Mike making a sound on his guitar, and then Tony grabbing it and manipulating it and feeding it into his keyboard and making that.
There you go. There you go. Similar minds, right? Yeah. So
well, it all ties together.
Shame they weren't in the band.
Almost
together.
like the artwork. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. It's all connected.
There's a little bit of Tony and Mike and everything. They're all here. Yeah. They're all together.
Hashtag connected. Yes. Hashtag connected.
And been undone. Yeah, and it wasn't just. It's not just because it's new Peter Gabriel stuff. It's a really enjoyable song. It's a happy.
Yeah.
Going into the new year, it's a nice little uplift. I feel. Yeah.
Of course.
Of new music, and it's fun and enjoyable. Makes you feel warm and happy, and maybe a little bit hopeful.
Right. So I think when we most likely will check out the other songs that he's got to say about, we'll be like, okay, well, lyrically more than anything, it was a good one to have as, if anything, the first release. So
since we're doing these this time around, what's your any predictions for the next song?
Well,
what's it going to be called? No, I'm kidding.
No. Like instantly, I'm like, is it going to be like a slightly more upbeat one or a slightly lower one? I mean, I remember it had Panopticon, and then the second song now, which is terrible. I can't remember what it was called now. The second song from
in the something, was it? Or
well, either way, it was very similar. It was very similar, tempo-wise, feel-wise.
It was dark,
everything was. This is bugging me now. I have to find this out quickly. The Cage. No, in the Cage. I was about to say it's called The Cage. No. Oh, here we go. The Court.
The Court.
The Court.
Because he says in the court, and the court will rise while the pillars all fall. That was a lot downer. Not much of a downer song. Yeah.
Exactly. So the song was called In the Court. In the Court. The Court, yeah. But anyway, tempo-wise, feel-wise, and everything felt very, very, very similar, to it. So I don't think we're gonna head. I don't think we're gonna head there. I think he's gonna take up a little bit, because, as you did say, the song is compared to, say, Panopticon as a opener, or the first song of the year. On the slightly slow side, because groove-wise, it's not very set. It breaks up a little bit, and it's not very consistent. So we'll see.
So we're gonna have a kind of a IO song maybe, or Road to Joy. A little upbeat, happy.
That would be cool. That would be a cool one to have. Yeah, for February.
Again, I feel like going into this new year when everything's big, we kind of could use that. Maybe the whole bloody album will be just
just
launching
a
happy
massive Road to
songs.
Joy. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'll be
inspiring
I'll
new
be
year.
devil's advocate then and say no. It's going to be a dark, deep,
Yeah.
song. Yeah, we'll see. Like something from Up.
Yeah. No, that's the nice.
What's it
thing,
called?
though.
What's it called? Darkness. What's the opening? Is that the
Yeah,
opening
darkness. Well, I mean, the whole theme of the album was about death.
one? Yes.
So,
Yeah.
which thankfully he's approached now. He said, "I've done that. So I've done death."
Yes.
Even
But
though
he still needs to do dark chords.
well, even though it wasn't Road to Joy, apparently it's supposed to be a middle finger to death or something like that, or one of the songs
Maybe.
was. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. It could be. Yeah. But I think maybe. Yeah. We got hints of it in Being Undone with the dark chords. We're going to get more of it in the second song, I say. So we'll see. Come join us next month. Early next month,
Yes.
presumably. We'll try and plan out to see when we know when the next updates are going to be. The moon updates, that is, so we can predict better and do some research. And we're keeping Dan awake.
I was hoping to keep that conspicuous. Yeah.
Your yawn made you Being Undone.
I'm being.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next month
Catch you
with the
next
new
month. Well,
new PG
we'll
song,
catch
and
you
if
there
not before then, with some Lamb stuff.
with some lamb. Yeah, PG or lamb.
Yeah, just
it's a win-win, really. So
you can make sure you subscribe to, if you want to subscribe, if you do us in podcast form, subscribe to the podcast, or if you watch us on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, and then set your notifications, and we'll let you know as soon as we have something else out.
yeah, and if you're liking what you're hearing and you think you might know 1, 2, 3, 50 people that think like they might enjoy this too, then share it. Right, we're all over the place.
Please do. Yes, I'm always happy to discuss and chat. And feel free to leave your comments and thoughts in the chat, in the comments below if you
Yes,
want.
please.
And we're always happy to hear everyone's thoughts, ideas, and stuff. Yeah, opinions.
Tell us what you think of the new song,
Happy
the
to
new
have
album.
discussion.
What's going to be like? What's going to be? What's the next tune going to be like? What's the bright side mix going to be?
What are
like?
your feelings for the album? Yeah.
What do you think Peter's going to do this year? Is he going to tour next year? So, yeah, share us your thoughts and comments. So,
Yep. All right.
Okay, cool.
Until next time, then. This is goodbye from Virgil.
this is goodbye and good night from me. And we'll see you all next time. Stay connected.
Next month at least. Yes.
Yes, at least. Bye.
Me and Virgil chop some wood, but we stop our swinging just to listen to a crying.
Thank you for listening to Me and Virgil, a Genesis Brothers podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you can get new episodes as soon as they're released. Feel free to rate and review wherever you get your podcasts, and be sure to mention us to your Genesis friends so you can agree or disagree with what we talked about on the show. Me and Virgil, a Genesis Brothers podcast, is edited by Dan Telander, and produced and hosted by Dan Telander, aka me, and Alex C. Telander, aka Virgil. If you'd like to reach us to let us know what you thought about this episode, or if you wanted to correct something we were very wrong about, you can reach us at meandvirgilpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Looking for someone.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok under the handle meandvirgilpod for announcements and info about the show, as well as anything else we think you'd be interested in related to all things Genesis. For now, thanks again for listening. We really appreciate it, and see you on the next episode of Me and Virgil, a Genesis Brothers podcast.
Well, me